Hi, writers. Today we have to talk about the phrase, don't judge a book by its cover. I think that's a phrase best saved for people and definitely not a book publishing strategy. This comes on the heels of conversations I've been having all month with publicists, bookstores, judges for national literary awards, and the common sentence that I get asked is, let me see it. Yeah, let me take a look at it. And all that means is they just want to see the cover and they're going to flip through a few pages and get a sense of the professionalism that it's been published with. And some of this feels like obvious information and some of it feels like common sense, but I'm going to share with you a few titles that I have seen that explain what I'm talking about. And I want to preface that with some of these are TSPA titles that I have read and I have had a hand in, and then others are titles that I have not read, that I've seen out in the marketplace, and I have to say are probably putting themselves at a disadvantage for selling or attracting readers just based on how they look. So, and again, these books could have the best information. They could be edited beautifully, and it could be one of the best books that I've read all year. But the likelihood that I will reach for them to pick them up on the pile of books that I could otherwise be reading is quite low. So, writers and people who are looking to add to your design team. If you're writing a business book, your book could look something like this. This is a book that I've recently found in the marketplace, or it could look like this. For people who are writing other types of business books, we have books like this, and we have book design like this. For people who are writing in commercial fiction, you have books in the marketplace like this one. And you've got books that look like this. Or you've got books like this and books like this. And as I said, I've not read the non-TSPA titles that are here, but I do know that the design choices that TSPA authors have made have come always thinking about what will this book look like on bookshelves? What will the reader's experience be when they open up the pages? And how will the chapters lay out? How will there be space given so people can enjoy the story and not be hit with walls of text? And again, this is not to knock the content of this book, but it is to say that there's a disadvantage there when you don't take care and consideration in your book design. I will also acknowledge that when it comes to book design, that it can be expensive, and not everybody chooses to have a design and strategy team attached to their books and how they present, but it does matter that you consider it. I've had calls with authors who are curious about working with TSPA, and they'll say, well, I've just spent a lot of money on my editing, so I really have no money left for design, so maybe I'll just get my cousin or my cousin's friend to design the cover, and I think that should probably be okay. And it's not for me to tell somebody how to spend their money, but it is for me to advise that it is so important that if you've put a lot of time, effort, consideration, and money into making sure that what your book says is important, it is clean, it is well thought out, that it is equally as important to put that emphasis on a book cover, because people will not pick up a poorly designed book nearly as often as they're going to pick up a book that has been well designed. So I hope this is helpful, and it serves as a visual reminder of the types of books that also are in the marketplace, but are doing different numbers in sales. And so we've got all sorts of design elements in books, but some have been given the consideration, the time, and the professionalism that the story deserves. So please, please, please make sure you are always considering and putting value on how a book presents, because it will matter to how your book is sold, reviewed, and judged. I hope this is helpful, and I hope you continue to not judge people based on how they look, but you're okay to judge your books. Talk to you soon.